Rewiring of the internal conversation. Welcome. Sit back or lie down comfortably, keeping in mind that there is no appropriate or inappropriate way to relax, and that your mind, being the powerful analytical tool that it is, will invariably find the most effective and efficient way to reach a state of calm. We will begin by selecting a comfortable posture if you are comfortable with it. It is possible that your breathing will have a gentle rhythm, and you may begin to experience the subtle sensations in your body, such as the locations where your body is in contact with the chair and the temperature of the inside air. And you may find yourself examining these sentiments, taking note of their nuances and the logical road that leads to ever deeper relaxation. In addition, when you investigate these sensations, you can discover that there is a certain efficiency in allowing your muscles to release any unnecessary tension that they may be holding. As a matter of fact, it is a logical procedure. If a muscle is not required for support or movement, it is reasonable to allow it to relax, conserve energy, and operate at its optimal level whenever possible. And as you look into this process, you might even find that you are already doing this, allowing your body to find its own natural equilibrium and the calm that comes from inside. It is possible that you may become aware of the weight of your eyelids and reflect on the graceful architecture of the human eye, which is designed to close itself while it is resting. In order to conserve energy and, as a result, allow the inner world to take center stage. It is possible that, as you contemplate this, you may come to the realization that your eyelids are, quite logically, becoming heavier and are closing with a natural grace that is nearly impossible to avoid. And if you continue to pay attention to the sensations that are occurring in your body, you can begin to become aware of the minute mental flow of ideas. It is also conceivable that you will find yourself categorizing them, making notes about their tendencies, their beginnings, and the possible influence they have. And in the same way that you are examining the sensations that are occurring in your body, you might find that you are, in fact, already in a state of mental peace. You are allowing ideas to pass by, much like data points on a screen without any control or interaction. It is also possible that you will find that the more you investigate this method of relaxation, the more profoundly relaxed you become. Furthermore, that is an example of a logical feedback loop. When you pay closer attention to it, the tranquility becomes more profound. When you devote more time to learning about the process, both your mind and your body will become more capable of effortlessly attaining the perfect state. And as you continue to relax, you may notice that your awareness is expanding, much like the zoom function on a high-resolution photograph, and that it is taking in an increasing amount of information about your inner environment. There is a possibility that your thoughts consist of gentle textures, that your breath flows smoothly and that you get the sensation that your body is supported and comfortable. And as your level of consciousness continues to rise, you may find that you are able to access the vast resources of your unconscious mind, the powerful analytical engine that is always working to your advantage, and a greater and greater degree of tranquility. In addition, when you are in this really relaxed state, you might begin to become aware of certain patterns of thought that come up in your day-to-day existence on occasion. It is possible that you will discover a recurring pattern, a mental calculation that you are familiar with, but that does not quite add up, or a logical fallacy that you have encountered in the past. Simply acknowledge their existence, as if they were data points in a system that you are now analyzing in a calm manner. There is no need for you to fixate on these concepts. Now that we are in this calm and receptive state, we are in a position to gently examine these patterns of thinking by employing the same analytical rigor that you have successfully mastered in other aspects of your life. Imagine that you have one of these concepts in front of you, perhaps a detailed schematic or a complex program. And if you take a look at this thought pattern, let's dissect it in a methodical manner, just like you would dissect a challenging problem in order to find the answer to it. Is there any objective evidence that can be used to back up this belief pattern? Please allow me to go over the details. Which empirical evidence substantiates the validity of this viewpoint? Can you provide any quantitative evidence that supports its accuracy? What other interpretations of the facts found above are applicable? To what extent are there any other logical conclusions that one could draw from the same set of facts? Which of the many different points of view had the potential to be taken into consideration? What are the consequences that would result from adopting this concept of absolute truth as such? What kind of effects does this concept have on your feelings, your behavior, and your overall state of health in the future? Do you want these impacts or do you not want them? Which mental pattern that is more sensible and successful could serve as a replacement for the previous one? What are some ways that one can handle this material with greater precision and efficiency? Which mental type best aligns with your goals and the standards you hold yourself to? Reframing and replacing negative thoughts by anchoring positive alternatives with analytical information is an important step in the process. As you go through these questions in a methodical manner, you might discover that the initial thought pattern begins to lose its grip when your analytical mind examines it in greater detail. The fundamental flaws that it possesses are readily apparent, and its illogical leaps are evident. As time passes, the old thought pattern is gradually replaced by a new one that is not only more emotionally beneficial, but also more rationally sound. This new method of thinking is rapid, efficient, and consistent with the results you wish to achieve, just like an algorithm that has been written extremely well. Allow yourself to fully comprehend the logic that lies behind this new way of thinking, as well as the power that it possesses. As you take a breath in this serene setting, you are contributing to the development of this new neural pathway in your brain. which in turn increases the framework for the processing of data and the response to different situations. It is recommended that analytical confidence be carried over into daily life through the use of future pacing and reinforcement. You will also find that you are able to apply this same methodical questioning approach in your day-to-day life, provided that you have a sense of calm clarity and analytical skill with you at all times. In the event that those antiquated and inefficient notions reappeared, you would be equipped with the internal resources necessary to pause, carefully examine them, and replace them with concepts that are more rational and empowering. Your mind will become more adept at recognizing cognitive distortions, the ability to evaluate data in an objective manner, and the selection of mental patterns that contribute to your success and well-being respectively. This process becomes more instinctive and efficient with each passing day, which enables you to navigate the challenges that life throws at you with greater certainty and command. The process of confirming the positive improvements through intellectual empowerment is referred to as deepening. If you found this video beneficial, please consider leaving a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to be notified when a new video arrives. Now that you are aware that you possess the intellectual capabilities and mental discipline necessary to effectively regulate your ideas, let this information to sink in even deeper today. You are gaining the ability to become a discerning and intelligent mental analyzer, so directing your own mind toward more harmony, output, and fulfillment. And now, when you gradually return your consciousness back to the room, carrying with you a sense of quiet clarity and the transformative power to explore and reinterpret your beliefs, allow yourself to take a deep and gentle breath. You should move your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes, feeling revitalized, energized, and more in control of your inner discussion. Armed with the ability of your own analytical mind, you are ready to do so.